Hello, my name is Chi Din. I'm with Avignon Realty Coaching and Training. And today I will be going over the addendum for sale of other property by buyer. And before I go into the addendum for sale of other property by buyer, if you are seeing this form for the first time and you're not familiar with it, I recommend that you read it over 3 times and look up word that you're not familiar with. And if there's any questions or anything that's unclear, that you get that clear with your mentor and broker. All right, so let's get right into the addendum. Okay, so this addendum for sale of other property by buyer is promulgated by the Texas Real Estate Commission tract. Now, to contract concerning the property at the address, we need to go here, the address of the property. Paragraph A, the contract is contingent upon buyer's receipt of the proceeds from the sale of buyer's property at this address on and before this date, the contingency date. And if the contingency is not satisfied or waived by buyer by the above date, the contract will terminate automatically and the earnest money will be refunded to buyer. And notice here, the date inserted in this paragraph should be no later than the closing date specified in paragraph 9 of the contract. Paragraph B, if seller accepts a written offer to sell the property, seller shall notify buyer of such acceptance and that the seller requires buyers to waive the contingency, and buyer must waive the contingency on or before this date, day after the seller's notice to buyer. Otherwise, the contract would terminate automatically and the earnest money would be refunded to buyer. Paragraph C, buyer may waive the contingency only by notifying seller of the waiver and depositing this amount here with escrow agent as an additional earnest money. All notices and waivers must be in writing and are effective when delivered in accordance with the contract. D, if buyer waives the contingency and fails to close and fund solely due to buyer's non-receipt of proceeds from buyer's property described in paragraph A above, buyer would be in default. And if such default occurs, seller may exercise the remedies specified in paragraph 15 of the contract. For paragraph E, for purposes of this addendum, time is of the essence. Strict compliance with the times for performance stated herein is required. And then finally, buyer and seller signature here. That is the overview of the addendum for sale of other property by buyer. If you have any questions or anything that's not clear, I recommend you speak to your mentor and broker. Thank you.